A Dutch woman, an Olympic record, and a speed skating course. An Olympic record to start the proceedings in speed skating. The first gold medal in speed skating at these Winter Olympic Games. And Irina Schouten, the woman to claim that gold medal, to break the 20-year-old Olympic record and to bring glory to herself and to her country. That's the greeting for Winter Prime, the evening edition on SportsMax. My name is George Davis, and I'll be working alongside Chris Taylor, who is with me in studio at Studio Central. And across the Caribbean Sea, the man Anil Roberts is there primed to give his comments on the big performances that we've seen so far on the schedule today. Gentlemen, welcome to the broadcast. Before I hear anything from the gentlemen, though, let's take the closing stages of that 3,000-meter speed skating contest, where three competitive women in a very, very, very fraught contest went toe-to-toe for the gold medal. In the end, the Dutch flag was being waved highest.
For Wahlberg to draft in the back straight when they change lanes.
It can make a massive difference. Cutting through the air is what the athletes use most of their strength to do. Sharpen the edges on their blades to get that power converted into forward motion on the ice.
1.3 seconds, Lola Bridget ahead of the mark. Schouten is right there, though. I think we're looking at the gold and silver in this heat. It was always going to pan out that way. The two quickest and the two best in performances. Look at how Lola Bridget is working through that bend. Schouten taking the corner a little bit more effectively.
She's come back stronger after a brilliant start by the Italian.
Well, this is neck and neck. Schouten 0.9 of a second ahead of the time set by Isabel Weideman. The coach is working overtime in the back straight.
How much is left in the legs for these fantastic skaters?
Irina Schouten, who was a hot favourite for the 3,000 and the 5,000. Gets the bell lap now. Skating from the outside, 0.58 of a second ahead of the schedule. Lola Bridget with that final burst on the inside.
She's going to have to finish the race from the outside bend.
She won that World Cup double in Calgary, but now Schouten comes through. Strong bend by Irina Schouten of the Netherlands. The hot favourite for gold is going to win gold in Beijing. It's Irina Schouten. Olympic record, 3:56.93. Fabulous skate. Francesca Lola Bridget will claim the silver medal, but all accolades to...
The pain on her face, the strain her muscles were under, and the eruption of joy at the end. Not in the usual way, because she was fatigued at the end of that run. But the joy unconfined where Irina Schouten is concerned, the Dutch woman coming up trumps in the 3,000-meter speed skating contest. Chris Taylor, when you are a favorite for an event and your competitors know you are the favorite, so the bullseye is on your back, you are there to be shot down, you are there to be shot at, and you can manage all the pressure from your opponents, you can manage the expectation that you have on your own shoulders, that you've placed on your own shoulders, and deliver under those circumstances. There's nobody that needs to say anything about you being a champion. Those facts suggest that you are a championship caliber, you are championship material. Irina Schouten proving all that to be true.
Yeah, brilliant performance by Schouten. And what was noticeable in that race was just to see how she was comfortable hanging behind the Italians. As you said, lots of pressure, but lots of experience. 29 years of age, she's won championships at the European level. She's won world championships, a bronze medalist in the last Olympics in the mass event. So, I mean, Schouten has been around a long time and so on, but I love to see how she was calm and composed in that final few laps, relaxing behind the Italian and then pouncing just at the right time. And to see that she would have broken the record as well, amazing feat for her. And it's an event that generally the Dutch have done well in. Yeah, absolutely so. And Roberts, the point is, as Chris said, about how Lola Brigida was allowed to make the pace and Shout hunted her down. There's something particularly, particularly fascinating about seeing a hunter stalk their prey. Lola Brigida was the prey. She became the hunted, and Shout bided her time and then pounced at the business end. Fantastic tactical execution from this Dutch woman, you'd agree.
And what Chris said there tells it all. That Shoughton has been around. She's won World Championships. She's a bronze medalist. She's won European Championships. She was the favorite coming in. But, as you said, the favorite, everyone is gunning for you. Everyone at home is expecting you to win. Your social media now, it's not just newspapers and television. It's social media. Everybody, the pressure is palpable. But what Fountain showed, she showed that she's a master. She knew the Italian was excited to be in the prospect of getting up on the podium, and that would lead the Italian to go out a little bit faster. Remember, this race is about a 4 minute. It equates to on the track of the mile, on the 1500. So if you take those first 3 laps out on the track too fast, you're going to pay for it in the end. Shoughton's stride rate was remarkable. She seems to be a very tall lady. She looks like she's about 5'11" or 6 foot. And she used her stride length to conserve energy and pounce. But it's very ironic that a tall lady like that could take the corners so masterfully. Because if you think about walking up steps with lactic acid in your legs like that, think about skating, sliding, and your quadriceps are full of lactic acid. It was a tremendous run, tremendous race, a great gold medal for the Netherlands.
Yeah, and let's hear what the gold medal winner had to say about her gold medal run at the end of the contest.
I feel so happy. There was a lot of pressure for myself and also from the Netherlands, and that's why I'm so happy I made it.
Can you describe the race?
I had the last pair, and it's always difficult because you see other girls in front of you race really fast. But I kept it cool, and I had confidence.
Yeah, I want to pick up on something she said, not in that post-race interview, but in the written one she gave to the Olympics, the official website. She said, quote, "There was a lot of pressure for myself and for the Netherlands, and I'm so happy I made it. I was in the last pair," she said. But she said, listen to this, "4 years ago, I did not qualify, so I wanted this one. When I was young, I had a big dream to win Olympic gold, and now I have it." Chris, the disappointment of missing out and then having the time to plan, to think, to look at what rivals are doing and to strategize to say, okay, I missed out the cycle before. This cycle now, I am here, I'm going to deliver.
No, excellent stuff. And the 3,000 meter, which is what she's won gold in here, is an event that she has struggled with somewhat throughout the career. As I said, she does multiple events. She's done the 5,000 meters. She's done the mass event. The mass event was where she won the bronze medal in the last Olympics. So it's been that event that it's joy and hate at the same time. Yes. She's struggled, and as I said, it's great to see the resurgence in her personality, the resilience in her personality, the ability to come through. You saw the joy in her face as well, just by being able to complete this race in a winning position. So I think excellent for her, and this completes the cabinet in terms of winning titles in all of her major events.
Yeah, and there's a point to be made about the quality of the performance from the perspective of from the perspective of the Olympic record that she broke. This is a record that stood for 20 years. And Shout not only won gold, but in doing so, she took almost a second off an Olympic record that had stood since the year 2000. It makes it certain, dead certain, there was no flukiness about this performance today from this Dutch woman.
Absolutely correct. What a great world record. 20 years. A world record lasted 5 Olympic rounds with all the athletes, the best in the world, with better coaching, better training, cross-training, plyometric. But how she handled the race was tremendous. While she was actually racing, she didn't look to be under that much pressure. She was able to hide the pain that she was under. And remember, inside of that ring, it's cold air. When you're tired, breathing in, even if you're in air conditioning in a gym, and you breathe in cold air at 18 degrees, for us, that inside of there in that stadium, it's very cold. It burns your lungs. You feel like you're not getting enough oxygen. But when she won, you saw it all come together, and she fell into the arms of a coach. And that must be a great feeling to be a coach of a gold medalist and an Olympic record holder.
Yeah. And you know how we do these shows. We have to give the viewers, especially the youngsters, something to take from what we say. And a word that is used to describe extreme fatigue that you don't hear regularly, or a phrase to describe same, feelings of lassitude. She was overcome by feelings of lassitude at the end, hence her collapse into the arms of her grateful coach. All right, let's talk about the Chinese, though. There's nothing like an event where the host country wins a gold medal early in the proceedings to set the tone for the national sentiment that will bleed into the performances of the other athletes, the other competitors to come. And in the short track skating mixed event, the Chinese landed gold.
Way back now to the other two teams, but it looks China's to lose as Chu Yu moves it over. As China really stretch out now with 4 laps to go. The Italians, and you can see the Canadians and the Hungarians desperate to catch up, but they're running out of ice to do so. China, it's theirs to lose with the last relay change completed now, and it's Wu Dajing. He's going to bring it home for China. Doing really well for the Italians, though. There's Seagal, and he's right on his tail. Can Seagal pitch it? No! The Chinese have got the gold medal. And they get the very first mixed team relay gold medal. The Chinese, a wonderful race.
Yeah, the Chinese. They've announced themselves at their own Winter Olympic Games. And it's particularly sweet, gentlemen, that the Chinese struck gold so early in the games. Why did I say so, or why do I say so? Because China won only 1 gold medal at the Pyeongchang Winter Games in 2018. So to strike gold so early says a lot about what they are set to do at these games being held on their home patch. Chris, you said, I can imagine the sentiments you expressed to me off camera are the sentiments probably expressed by many of those at home trying to figure out this mixed team relay event on the short track. And at the end, it was a fascinating stuff. A half of a blade's length separated gold and silver. And look at that extension at the very end. The Chinese striking gold and striking early. And the games will be more wonderful for it, you expect.
No, excellent stuff. And I said, looking on it looks very confusing initially. Great to see that final 10 meters from the Italian team. And as you said, that leg extension, I hope you didn't pick up cramp after that. But as you said, the Chinese just won gold medal in 2018. That came from Wu, who is a member of this mixed relay team. So excellent to see him come back to bring that level of quality. As you said, the Winter Olympics not something that China has had much joy in terms of medals. Only 5 medals, I think, the Olympics before that. So from a host nation perspective, great to see them off in a new event. Yes. Mixed relay, looking to really promote the idea of gender equality. I think that's excellent as well. And as I said, for a host nation to bring home a title like that, it says a big thing, and it looks good for the crowd. Yeah, Anil, Pyeongchang, a Winter Olympics to forget for the Chinese, really. You know how they are. You know how they want to exert their supremacy on the world, especially in sport. And to come from a situation in Pyeongchang where they only won 1 gold medal in the entire games to striking gold so early on home patch, there must be every confidence running through the Chinese camp that the harvest at these games will be bountiful.
Well, first of all, that short track race, mixed relay, with the athletes in the middle of the track actually cooling down, warming down at the same time, and warming up to take their turn in leg. I think that is a Caribbean race. I'd love to see a Trini team with soca. That looks like a soca fete in Trinidad and Tobago. You got to move. It's pure excitement. But yes, you're correct. When you host an Olympic Games, especially as a major player in global politics, you want geopolitics. You want to make a statement. So much so that you saw what Putin and Russia did in Sochi by creating a special room for their drug testing room. We won't go into that right now. But it was so important that when you spend the money and invest, there are many claims that you get benefits from infrastructure and the development of stadium and sport and science and so on. You know, Montreal is still in debt from their Olympics in 76 when Easy Crawford won gold. But when China gets involved, they want to create a lasting legacy of sporting excellence. So for them to get a gold medal at the beginning, you can see them now, people will be buzzing. They'll be looking to medal in all events so that they can begin a rich history of success at the Winter Games. Jiang Ping, the president of China, does not make an investment in joke. Everything he does is systematic. And he started off very well. Well done, China. And they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, especially on that short track.
Excellent. The Chinese will not be embarrassed at their own party, and striking gold early will have a confidence coursing through the veins of every man and woman on their individual teams. This is Winter Prime on SportsMax, your home of champions. You're covering the Beijing 22 Winter Olympic Games. Back with more after these. Back with us on Winter Prime as we cover the Beijing 2022 Winter Olympic Games. And I don't need to say 2022, do I? Because we are in the year of our Lord 2022. But guess what? Michael Kingsbury, or Mikhail Kingsbury if you prefer the French flavor of the pronunciation of his first name, the Canadian, came into these games with the world of expectations on his shoulder. He was known as King of the Moguls because he is the best moguls skier in the world and has been so for some time. The man was trying to become only the second man in the history of Winter Games to win consecutive gold medals in the moguls, and everybody thought the gold was his to lose. He had the race at his mercy. He had the gold medal at his mercy. So what did mercy do? Let's have a look.
Kingsbury, known as the King of Moguls, defending Olympic champion, triple world champion, one of the hottest favourites in any sport at Beijing 2022, determined to defend his Olympic title. His run was clean, his turns impeccable, but his time slower than Hiroshima. Kingsbury could only wait for the judges. They put the Canadian into the lead. His reaction one of relief. He believed he had one hand on another gold medal. Only Wahlberg could deny the defending champion now. The Swedish law graduate has said his goal was to become the best in the world. These 23 seconds would decide that. He attacked the 250-metre course and produced a fault-free run. But was it enough to beat Kingsbury? The wonder on Wahlberg's face told the world that it was. The king dethroned by the young pretender in an astonishing upset.
Yeah, so the howling favourite dethroned, as a voiceover a narrator just said in that feature. Walter Wahlberg, the new king of the hill, even for the moment, and the howling favourite Michael Kingsbury having to make do with a second place finish. And that's what the sport is about, Chris. You have favourites and you have targets. The favourite is trying to get to the target, as expected, ahead of everybody else. But sport doesn't work like that all the time. Sometimes an upstart, someone from the field, can emerge from the pack and dethrone the favourite. And you have a new boss in town, as we have now in the moguls.
The great thing about the Olympics, as you say, it brings great performances in the right moments. And Walter Wahlberg, I mean, wow, just 21 years of age, coming off 2 knee surgeries, 2 injuries, and to produce something like that. And as you can see from that event, the strain it puts on the abdominal region and the knees as well because of the constant bending. Sublime in terms of his skill and technique with the flips. And yeah, excellent. As you said, look at the disappointment on Kingsbury's face. And he got a silver medal. How many would wish to have a silver medal? And the disappointment in him just because of his superiority in this event over the years. And as I said, looking for history, the first man to win 3 medals, I mean, in this event. So excellent stuff, and great to see Wahlberg's performance for just 21 years of age.
Yeah, and we in the summer games, we take things for granted when favourites oblige. We say, oh yeah, she's the favourite, she's going to win. He's the favourite, he's going to win. Oh, he's the favourite, he was expected to win. She's the favourite, she was expected to win. Being a favourite is a very heavy burden to carry. Everyone is gunning at you, and whereas Schouten managed the weight of expectation and the pressure very well and obliged, Kingsbury, he didn't. Walter Wahlberg was the man who came to the fore and produced the performance that deserved the gold medal. The favourite upset, a new man has emerged to step atop the hill as the king.
Well, and it depends on the event also. This mogul, it's not just about speed. It's about the way you take the moguls. It's about the air that you get when you're doing your flips and how close you keep the skis together as you do your twists and your somersaults. So while you could be the favorite on any given day, on any different course, you can see what can happen. And as Chris said, every time I look at the moguls, I get pain in both of my knees. I played football. In 1993, I did ACL reconstruction on my left knee. And in 2005, with Dr. Toby, I did reconstruction, ACL, anterior cruciate ligament surgery on my right knee. So just looking at that is painful. But what I was impressed with the boy from Sweden is, I don't know if you'll notice, he's a lawyer coming from a mother and father, lawyers, 2 brothers. I am very impressed that he can study and be a gold medalist. A good lesson to all our young people, being a student athlete. You don't have to give up the academic to be an Olympic gold medalist. What great discipline, intelligence, passion. Congratulations to Sweden. And Mikel is still a great champion, but great champions won't be happy with silver.
Not at all. Let's hear from both men who spoke to, of course, the media team at the end of the contest.
It's an amazing feeling. Being away for 2 years, just rehabbing because of a knee injury, and this has been the goal since I was a child. So, I've been working so hard for this. It's an amazing feeling.
And how was your last run? Can you describe it for us, please?
It was a good run. I heard Ikuma and mixed scores, and they were very high, the highest of the day. So I knew I had to put a very good run down, and ski faster and do some bigger jumps, and just try to do my best, and it worked out, so I'm super happy.
So I knew I had to make no mistake, and I was very pleased with my skiing and to put down the run that I wanted when it matters. Yeah, it wasn't easy today. First of all, it's super cold here. I mean, I think everyone here in Beijing feel it. And yeah, and Walter, with the pressure, put down the best run of the day, and props on him. Very, very proud of him to, you know, to be part of our little group of Olympic champions.
Minus 13 degrees Celsius, the temperature on the outside as they competed in that final. And Walter Wahlberg has been skiing since he was 2 years old, so 19 years of work, sacrifice, recovery from injuries has boiled down to this, a gold medal at the Olympics. Have to say congratulations to the young man. We take a break here on Winter Prime. Back with more after these. This woman, this Norwegian, landed gold for Norway, but guess what? Her checkered past, her career has had her critics, has seen her critics have their say about whether or not she should even be competing at the Winter Olympics, let alone being in a position to win a gold medal. It's what is par for the course where athletes who've had drug suspensions are concerned. And Ms. Johaug will certainly have a lot of questions to answer when she sits before the assembled media to talk about her performance, because as we noted, a lot of people believe that she really shouldn't be at these Winter Olympics, which brings us, gentlemen, into the final segment, the final discussion that we're having on Winter Prime today. So, having served a ban for a banned substance, a lengthy ban as well, not even a 1 month, a lengthy 18-month suspension, and being in a position to serve that sentence and still be in a position to compete. Should she have been allowed to compete, or should she have been banned from the sport totally, given her indiscretion?
Well, I think the ruling was that she would have been suspended, and she adhered to that. It caused her to miss the 2018 Games, which she was expected to medal. This is a 4-time medal winner at the Olympic Games, so 33 years of age, yes. And if you think about the case, it was up in the air quite a while, George. She had taken the substance for lip sores and so on, applied it. It was up in the air as to whether, you know, that should have stood. She initially went on a few months suspension, and then, you know, there was complaints about it and so on. It was taken further. I think the ruling, she has adhered to the ruling, followed the ruling, and so we need to move past that. I think, obviously, if the rule was that once you have taken this or done this for sores or whatever, you're banned, then fine. But she has served her time, and great resilience from her to be able to come back from something like that and produce this kind of performance at 33.
Anil, it raises the question about society's willingness to forgive people who've transgressed, because for those who say this woman shouldn't be at the Olympics, what are we saying about people who are convicted of crimes and serve sentences in prison? What should happen to them after they are released, from, whether on parole or they've expired, the time that they served has expired? What do we do with them? Do we expect them to take jobs in society? Should they go to some island and isolate themselves and be away from the rest of civilization? If you believe in that, then you believe that this woman ought not to be at the Olympics. But if you don't believe, and if you believe in second chances, then you have no problem with her competing on a level footing and beating her rivals and claiming gold.
Well, the difference is the analogy with life and criminality is different. You're talking about life and livelihoods and moving back into society and being productive. In this sport, we're talking about cheating, about what the whole essence of sport. So I'm not going to talk about this individual, but I'm going to talk about the philosophical position. You are either going to be like me, a zero tolerance for cheating, life ban, get out, you don't deserve to be in the sport, goodbye, good riddance, or you're going to be, as most people in the administration of sport, where money and sponsorship and endorsement and feed and records are important, and go a little soft and make excuses. Let me tell you something. Cheating is cheating, and they try to cheat, and they'll always be ahead of the cheaters. The cheaters have more money, and are 4 or 5 years ahead of the testing. In some of our Olympic teams, we have doctors who make the test, who travel with the team. Cheating is really debilitating. It takes the spirit of sport, the spirit of challenging yourself, of doing your best, of achieving, of doing your mental effort and being disciplined. When you have a zero tolerance policy, it should adhere across the board. But the World Anti-Doping Agency and all of the other agencies are always playing games that they want their stars, and they would like to make sure that they can have records so that they can charge sponsors higher levels. I'm not for that. I believe if you get caught, not dealing with her specifically, in general, goodbye, good riddance, no cheating. Sport is to be fair across the board. Let the best man, woman, or child win.
Yep, that's the gospel, according to Anil Roberts. A zero tolerance approach to cheating. That's another school of thought for those who've transgressed. The man says if you deliberately seek to gain an unfair advantage over your competitors and you're caught, you should be banished from the sport and to be forgotten. Well, I know you won't forget us, but that's our time on Winter Prime this evening. I want to say thanks to Chris Taylor, thanks to Anil Roberts, and thanks to you for watching us. Don't forget that the coverage continues of these Winter Games, and we'll have much more discussion and a chance to hear the personal philosophy of Mr. Roberts and Chris Taylor as it relates to things that concern the essence of sport and extend to the essence of life.